Buenos días, James, Holden, Nikki. Do you have your camera, Nikki? Okay, so our warm-up this morning is a math problem. Buenos días, Nikki. Veintidós y ocho son. So we have to know what the two numbers are. Perfecto, Holden. Good job. And then pop your answer in the chat. Veintidós y ocho son. Hola, Kimura. Hola, is it Aslan or Iceland? How do you want me to
Aslan.
Aslan. Okay, perfect. Priscilla, buenos días. Okay. Good job, James. Good, Priscilla. Muy bien. In Spanish, what's the answer to the problem? 22 y 8 son. 22 y 8. Hola, Stacy. Muy bien, Nikki. Woo-hoo, good job. Perfecta, Kamura. Great job. 22 y 8. Sometimes 22 más 8, right? You can say it either way. Carolina. Buenos días, Carolina. Yep. Sí. Hola, Carolina. Marisa, ¿cómo estás? Okay, we have a little math problem today. 22 y 8 son. Hi, Oriana. Buenos días. Hola, Haley. Arshis. Elizabeth. Buenos días. So I should see some answers in the chat to our math problem. 22 y 8. 22 más 8 son. Hola, Heaven. Very good, Marilisa. Elizabeth, how are you today? ¿Estás bien? Very good, Carolina. Muy bien. Very good, Arshis. Remember, cameras on, you guys. Good job, Haley. Lay, buenos dias. Do we have camera? Heaven, do we have camera? We have a little math problem this Monday morning, which is kind of like, yeah, Monday and math, right? But anyway, 22 y 8. 22 más 8. What's our total? Son. Cameras on, por favor. While we wait for everyone. Muy bien, Elizabeth. Muy bien. All right, a couple more minutes. We'll see who's going to join us. And then we'll get started. Buenos dias, Charlie. Charlie, we have a math problem today. 22 más 8. What would our total be? Son, right? What would our total be? 22 más 8. Anyone else? Lay, do you have a camera this morning that works? Okay, so 22 clase is 22 más 8. 8 is 8. Remember we said octagon, right? 8. And what is that together? Son. So 22 and 8, clase 30, right? 30, that's our total. So 22 más 8, 22 and 8, 30, 30. Okay, muy bien. Good job, you guys. So let's see what we're going to do today. I hope you all had a good weekend. Does anybody have something they want to share? Something fun? Maybe that happened this weekend? I said, anybody? You can unmute, share with us. Okay, way up here, you guys, if you can see my background, hoy es lunes. Today is Monday, right? Hoy es lunes, el 18 agosto, right? 18, 10, 8, put them together, 18, 18, right? Muy bien. So vamos a practicar más con los números, right? And we'll see how far we get with the rest of these, right? I would like to finish up. I would like to do big numbers today, okay? So if we can move quickly, like if you guys put your answers in chat quickly, if you guys unmute and respond quickly, then the quicker we can go, right? All right, so to warm us up this morning, I have a song. And you will see, once again, oh, before I forget, the grade book. All right. So the settings in the grade book are there. It's not just this class, but there are other classes kind of like random. So they're trying to figure out, the tech folks are trying to figure out why it's only happening randomly, right? We happen to be one of the randoms. But what's happening sometimes is that the grade book is adding zeros when it shouldn't. Okay. Normally it shouldn't add a 0 until after like the due date, you know, if you didn't turn something in. So I'm trying to pay attention and then fix it before we sync everything. But just know, okay, that our grade book is going to have some glitches in it. And I normally don't sync and update until Friday, right? And so we have time to like fix anything or catch anything during the week before I sync it all from Canvas into Infinite Campus, okay? So if you see something that's really messing you up, please don't hesitate to put in something like send me an inbox message and I'll go back and try and fix as much as I can or let somebody know, you know, if I can't fix it. So just know that our grade book is glitching, right, you guys, and let's try and be patient. The other thing is, you guys, starting tomorrow, I will have office hours. And if you have questions, if you need me ever, and you want to visit about a specific, you have a specific question about an assignment or maybe a concept that you're struggling with, get into the calendar in Canvas. You can make an appointment, like, you pick a time, and then the Zoom link to join me is in the Learning Vault. So you would click on that button on your homepage, the Learning Vault button on your homepage, and join me in the Zoom there. Okay, so that starts tomorrow. All righty. Any questions about that? All right, well, let's warm up, you guys. Now I got some cheesy videos, so let's watch our first of our cheesy videos. Okay. All right, here we go. Make sure you can hear.
Oh yeah, ¿quieren aprender los números con nosotros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, vemos muchos números a derecho y al revés. Contemos muchos números, todos a la vez. Podemos aprender, canta tú también. ¿Listos? Contemos, lo haremos muy bien. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jaja, muy buen trabajo.
Ya lo tengo.
Oh, ¿tú quieres aprender más?
Sí, quiero aprender más.
Lo podemos aprender. ¿Ya listo? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Y eso es 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Y eso es 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Y eso es 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Y eso es
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Canta conmigo. Yes.
All right, muy bien, clase. Just in case we need a little help with those, right? Basho, you will see a lot of basho. All right, muy bien. Any questions about any of that? No? All right, let me get my slide pulled up and we will start some big numbers today, clase, some big numbers. So give me a second here. Okay, we're going to do a lot of skipping around today. I know it's Monday and we're all probably a little tired. I know I am. So we're going to do a little skipping around today. So we need to be a little patient. Okay, give me a thumbs up, y'all, if you can see my screen. Yep, perfecto. All right. So we spent some time trying to find ways, to remember these things. Yeah. And really, it's just really more like a matter of practice, right? And we said that once looks like once, doce looks like dozen, okay? And then trece had something to do with a 3. And then somebody pointed out that all of these sort of end in a CE, right? Catorce, we said had to do with like 4, like cuatro. And quince, we thought about quintuplets, like 5 babies at once. Okay, quin, right, in English. Then 16 through 19 was just 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8. Yes, Dallas. I mean, sorry, we have a question about grades. So grades are always updated and synced on Fridays, right, you guys? And so in the meantime, until they can fix it, what's probably going to happen is it's going to post zeros, right? So I have to like go in and manually remove those zeros for the time being. So let's hope they can fix that, because we don't want zeros where there aren't any, you know? So yes, Fridays, okay? So don't panic until, you know, if something comes up goofy, it'll be Friday evening, okay? All right. Then we had 20. And 20, we said there's really no way to remember 20. We couldn't make any connections. So we just have to remember it, veinte. And then it happens just like English. So 21, 22, 21, 22, right? 23, et cetera, until we hit to 30. When we get to 30 down here, it's TRE. So 3 again. So 30. And then we do the same, 31, right? Which is literally 30 and 1. This letter Y, you guys, is a word. It means and, okay? 32, so 30 and 2. 33, et cetera, et cetera. All right, let's look at 40, because I don't think we've seen 40 before. So y'all tell me, based on what in our agenda about finding patterns, what pattern do we see with 40? Tell me in chat or raise your hand, we can unmute. What pattern can we find to remember 40? Hello, Akari, how are you today? Haley, what you see? 20, like, okay, that's good, Aslan. Whatever helps you remember is absolutely workable. Anybody? What pattern do we see with 40 that would help us remember that it's 40? I'm on 40. Exactly. Carolina, you're awake this Monday morning. Good job. So if it's, you guys look, if it's 4, it's cuatro, right? Qua, like we said, 4-sided, like quadrilateral, something that's 4-sided, okay? And so we still have that same root, qua, right? But look at our ending now. It's E-N-T-A. E-N-T-A. So 40, right? That E-N-T-A is like our T-Y in English, right? 40, 40. And then we just add, we keep counting like we would in English. 41, 42. Yes, that's true, Kamora. And good job. And 43, you know, just like we would in English, right? 43. So let's look at 50 through 90. 50, you guys, what's the pattern? 50. What's the pattern? Same root word as 5, right? Cinco. Good. And then 51 would be 51, 52, right? We just start counting. All right. How about 60? How are we going to remember this one? They all end in enta. That's correct. Very good. Anybody else? Nikki, what's our pattern here for 60? Or Heaven, how about you? James, what's our pattern for sesenta? Yeah, that ses sound, right? Because 6 is seis, right? 6 is seis. So we have that same sound, ses. Okay. How about 70? Setenta. Setenta. Again, you guys, we have the spelling changes, but it's similar enough that we can pick it out. If we look at 7 over here, siete with the T, well, we have it again over here for 70. Okay, so this is easy, right? We just have to kind of remember, the spelling changes, a little pronunciation, right? But we can figure out what words, what number it is, right? So if I were to say to you, clase, 76, what number is that? 76. 76. What number would that be? What am I saying? 76. Very good, Carolina. Very good, James. Pop it in the chat, you guys. Very good, Arshis. 76. Right. Very good, Stacy. 76, right? Very good, Elizabeth. All right. Muy bien. Very good, Charlie. So we come down here to 80, which 8 is ocho. And so 80, right? We have that enta ending again. Same with 9. We have a spelling change, but nueve becomes noventa, right? And then we have our 100, cien. So I'm going to do this without giving you a clue. Can we, what does that word look like in English? Cien. How are we going to make a connection to remember that that's 100? How are we going to remember that that's 100? Cien. Anybody? Any connections with English? Meaning what, Kamora? Meaning what? Help me out. What you're thinking. Anybody else? Come on, y'all. We need to think about them so we can try to remember them. Okay. Well, I think you're on the right path. You just need to maybe explain your thinking to me. So let me give you a hint. All right, you guys. Who can tell me how many years in a century? How many years in a century? Very good. 100. 100, right? So I'll put it in the chat. Century. Okay. All right. Keep that in mind. 100 years, century. Let me ask you another question. How many pennies in a dollar? Okay. How many pennies in a dollar? Very good. So 100 pennies in a dollar. What is the other word that we use in English for penny? There you go, Elizabeth. Very good, you guys. Very good. Absolutely. All right. So cent, right? Cent is the other word we use for a penny. Ever wonder why? Right? Because it's one out of 100, right? We need 100 of them to make a dollar. 100 years is century. So can you see where we have the same root? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can see that connection. Yes, that's correct, right? Absolutely. We all have that same root, just the spelling is going to be different, okay? But it's the same thing. Cien in Spanish, right? Cien. So we have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 y 100. Okay. All right. Muy bien. Yeah. Okay, so now let's look at some big numbers, right? And we're not going to dwell on these too much. I just want you to be aware of them. Okay, so if we wanted to start counting, you guys, after 100, we would do the same way we would in English, right? Ciento, the spelling would change a little bit. Ciento uno, ciento dos, right? 102. If it was 111, ciento once, right? If all of a sudden we have 200s, you with me? 200s, then if 2 is dos, and we have more than 100, we have to make it plural. So we're going to add an S to make it plural here. So 200s, dos cientos. Okay, everybody clear? Yeah. So if it was some random number like 276, dos cientos, 200s, and then 76, just like we would in English. And then that would continue for 300, 300, 400. Okay, and I'm going to skip 600, 700, 800, y 900. So those make sense, right? They follow the pattern or whatever. Let's look at 500 though. Instead of saying 500, right, you guys? Instead of saying 500 and following the same pattern they did with 300 and 200 and 400, etc. What are they doing here? They're using quin again, right? Like in 15, those quintuplets. And we pronounce it quinientos. Quinientos. So we can say, you guys, pretty assuredly that the number 5 is the goofy one, because we go from cinco to quince, right? And then 50. But when we're talking about hundreds, we go back to quin, like we did for 15, so quinientos. So our number 5 should always make us stop and think, what is it again? Is it cinco? Is it 50? Is it quince or quinientos? Okay. All right. Any questions? All right. Those of us who like math, right? 1000 is 1,000. Like how many millimeters in a meter? Or how many milliliters in a liter? Y'all following me here? Yeah? You math folks? So 1000. And then if we have 2,000, 2000, a million, un millón, and then 2 million, 2 millones. We have to make it plural. Okay. Now, notice that they are not written with commas. They are written with periods. Now, why does that matter? Well, let's pretend we're shopping, right? And we need to know the price of something. Okay. So we need to be aware that they are not written with commas, right? So, you know, this meal down here is not $1 or un peso or something like that. It's 1,000. Like we need to be aware that this comma, this period is like our comma so that we know what prices are. Okay. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Again, numbers, we're not going to sweat them too much, but we do need to know kind of what they look like. Okay. All right. Give me a second. And I'm going to pull up something here. We're going to experiment with the little like reading. Okay. Real fast, but let me get myself organized here. I'm trying to fast forward. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. Right? And our job, you guys, is to try to think about some of the things that we've learned, some of the cognates, some of the patterns. Okay. And then to try to sort of fill in the blank and see if we can understand what is being said to us. Okay. So we're going to look at Tamara or Tamara, however you prefer to say her name. Okay. Let me go full screen so it's easier for y'all. Okay. So we're here. We're going to look at her right here. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute to read what she says about herself, right? These are presentaciones personales. So take a minute and just read that to yourself. Okay. She says, mi nombre es Tamara Solis. Oriana, what is she telling us in that first sentence? Can you unmute, por favor? Mi nombre es Tamara Solis. What is she telling us here? Yeah, can you unmute, Oriana?
Her name is
Okay.
Tamara.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. So she's saying, very good, Haley. My name, right? Mi nombre es, my name is Tamara Solis. Okay. Our next line, tengo 20 años. Stacy, can you unmute, por favor? What do you think she's telling us here? Tengo 20 años. Very good. Haley and Kimura. Stacy?
Maybe she's 20.
Yeah, like she's 20 years old, right? Is that what you mean? Yeah. So she's 20 years old. Yeah, absolutely. She says, tengo, I am 20 años. I'm 20 years old. Okay, muy bien. And the next line, she says, soy estudiante. Soy estudiante. Lay, what do you think she's trying to tell us? Can you unmute? Yeah, very good, Kimura. Lay, what do you think she's telling us here? Soy estudiante. Good, Priscilla. What do you think? Lay, make a guess. Estudiante. Can you find a word there that looks like something in English? Yeah, very good, Haley. Dallas? How about you, my friend? Can you unmute for a second? What do you think she's telling us here? She says, my name is Tamara Solis and I'm 20 years old. And then she says, soy estudiante. What is she trying to tell us? Very good, Carla. Do you recognize a word there? Soy estudiante?
No.
No? All right. Anybody else want to give it a try? Carolina, can you unmute?
She's saying she's a student.
She's a student. Estudiante, right? Remember those cognates, right, you guys? Estudiante. So she's saying, I'm a student. Okay. And then in the next, very good. And then in the next thing, she says, vivo in San Jose, Costa Rica. What is she telling us in this?
She lives in San Jose, Costa Rica.
That's it. She lives. She's saying, I live, vivo. I live in San Jose, Costa Rica, right? Because see, they're presenting themselves, right? They're introducing themselves. Presentaciones personales, right? So she says, mi nombre es Tamara Solis. My name is, right? Tamara Solis. Tengo 20 años. I'm 20 years old. Y, which means and, soy estudiante, and I soy, right? I am a student. Soy estudiante. Vivo en San Jose, Costa Rica. Okay, here's what we're doing. Everybody make sure you're muted. Yeah, mute, mute, mute. I'm going to be checking your mouths, and I would like for you to read this to yourself out loud. Make all the mistakes you need to make. Read it to yourself out loud, but make sure you're muted. But I want to see everybody's mouth reading out loud, por favor. We're here. Okay, Dallas, we reading? Everybody should be reading. I should see everybody's mouth moving. Aslan, how about you? Did you read? Dallas, did you read? Out loud, right? Akari, I can't see your face. I need to see your face, please. All right. Haley. Can you unmute Haley, por favor? Gracias. Haley, you're going to start us off. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to talk about yourself, right? But we're going to follow this model. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I would say, mi nombre es Señora Rovello. Are you with me? Yeah. I'm going to talk about me. Okay. All right, Haley. Haley, ¿cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? What am I asking you, Haley?
What my name is?
Okay, so can you tell us what's your name? Mi nombre es, and then finish it up.
Mi nombre es Haley Denham.
Yay! Muy bien, everybody. Give Haley a round of applause. She went first, you guys. That's brave. That's great. Okay, muy bien. All right. Marilisa, can you unmute, por favor? Marilisa, ¿cómo te llamas?
Mi nombre es Marilisa.
Okay, muy bien. Gracias. Heaven, can you unmute? Heaven, ¿cómo te llamas?
Oh, mi nombre es Heavenuso.
Perfect. Muy bien. Great job. All right. Let's look at our next line, you guys. She's giving us her age. Okay. She's saying, tengo 20 años. So think about how old you are. You're not 20. So you got to give me your real age. So think about it. How do you say that in Spanish? Because I'm going to call on some folks. All right. So I'm going to pretend that I'm 30 years old. I wish I was 30 again. Okay. I'm going to pretend I'm 30 years old. And I'm going to talk to myself, and I'm going to say, ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? And I'm going to answer myself. Tengo, just like Tamara did up here. Tengo, but I'm going to say 30. Tengo 30 años. Okay. So you're going to do the same. I'm going to ask you, ¿Cuántos años tienes? And you're going to say to me, tengo, and then give me whatever your age is, años, años, right? We have our little tilde over here over our N, so we have to make sure that we pronounce that, okay? Do I have a volunteer? That always goes easier. Do I have a volunteer? Okay, Kimura. I think your hand was up first. So, Kimura,
Okay.
¿cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 13 años.
Muy bien. Tengo 13 años. Very good. Kimura, good job. All right, who else had their hand up? There was another person, and I didn't catch it. Who else had their hand up? Okay, Elizabeth. Muy bien. Can you unmute, Elizabeth? Elizabeth, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 13 años.
Perfecto. Muy bien. 13 años también. All right. Anyone else want to volunteer before I pick on you? All right. Dallas, you're up. Dallas, you know how old you are, right? In Spanish?
Okay.
Okay. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
I'll read the blue line.
Yep.
Okay. Tingles 15 años.
So what is it in Spanish? Did you say 15?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What is that in Spanish?
It's talking about on your age.
Yes, but what is 15 in Spanish? Remember quintuplets, right? Quince. So you would say, tengo 15 años. Okay, Dallas? Quince.
Okay.
All right, muy bien. All right, let's look at this next line, you guys. We know that we're all students, so we're going to skip that one. Soy estudiante, because we're all that. But let's look at this next one about where we live. Okay, so we're here. And you don't have to worry about saying Los Estados Unidos unless you really want to. You can just give us a city. Now, here's the thing. We're probably all from the same city. So instead of repeating ourselves over and over again, tell me something. Something's going off here. Sorry. Tell me, you guys, a city that like your favorite place on the planet. Like, where would you want to live? You know, where would you want to visit? Like Paris, or I don't know, New York City, or just pick a place. Pick a place that you like. Hawaii, you know, it doesn't have to be the truth, right? You're just going to pick a place. And I'm going to say to you, ¿Dónde vives? Right? ¿Dónde vives? Where do you live? ¿Dónde vives? And if it's a city, you're just going to say vivo, just like she did up here, vivo en, you know, New York City, or vivo in Columbia, Georgia, or I mean, Columbus, Georgia, or whatever. Okay. So you pick a place, it doesn't have to be the truth. Okay. All right. Priscilla, you got your place where you want to be from, or where you'd like to go visit, your favorite spot on the planet. So, Priscilla, ¿dónde vives? You would
So
say,
I say, if it's not a city, then what do I say?
You can say, you go ahead and use en. That's fine for today. Just say vivo en
Vivo in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay, muy bien. That's good. That'll work. Vivo in Hawaii. Okay. Bueno, Akari, are you with us? Okay. Arshas, can you unmute? ¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en Philippines.
Okay, in los Philippines. All right, muy bien. Good job. Who haven't I bothered today? Elizabeth? ¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en Pases Bajos.
All right, muy bien. Perfect. Nikki, how about you? Pick a place where you'd love to be living. Can you unmute? ¿Dónde vives? Nikki, ¿dónde vives?
Vivo in Hawaii.
In Hawaii también. Everybody wants to be in Hawaii, right? Okay. Muy bien. All right. Good job, you guys. Brave. You guys were brave today. I love that. Okay. I like that. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch up my screen. Good job. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Bueno. Let me pull this up. Let me check my time. Okay, perfect. Okay. So we're not going to do all of these. We're going to skip around, obviously, because we're just going to do a little practice. Okay. And give me a thumbs up if y'all can see my screen. Bueno. All right. So we're talking about like school supplies and things. Okay. And our question up here at the top is cuántos. Okay. So cuántos, how many? And then that word Hay is pronounced I. We don't hear the H, right? In Spanish, the H is always silent. So how many whats are there? Okay. How many whatever items are there? Okay. So if we're talking about a book, el libro, you guys, we see books in our background. I would say, ¿cuántos libros hay? How many books are there? Okay. Well, we have 58. So, clase, hay 58 libros. So let me do it again. The question, how many books are there? ¿Cuántos libros hay? Okay, if we were to answer in a sentence, we could say, hay 55 libros. All right, now your job today is to just tell me what is the number 55. You can pop it in the chat. The faster we do this, the faster we can move, right, you guys? So, ¿cuántos libros hay? Tell me in chat. Clase 55. Hay 55. What's 55? Nope, just the number. We see the word. I need to know that you recognize the word. So you just give me the numeral, right? The number. That's why it needs to go quickly. 55. 55. Very good. Very good. So if you said 55, you're absolutely right, clase. Hay 55 libros. Okay. All right. So we need to move quickly. All right. Let's do our next one here. We have chairs, sillas. ¿Cuántas sillas hay? ¿Cuántas sillas hay? Hay 41 sillas. 41. You just put the numeral in the chat. Think about our connections. Very good, Elizabeth. Very good, Heaven. Carolina, muy bien. ¿Cuántas sillas hay? How many chairs are there? You just tell me the number in the chat quickly. Very good. Muy bien. Right. Clase, hay 41 sillas. There are 41 chairs. So if you said 41, you're absolutely right. Okay. All right. Let's do a couple more. ¿Cuántos cuadernos hay? ¿Cuántos cuadernos? Cuadernos, notebooks, right? ¿Cuántos cuadernos hay? How many notebooks are there, clase? Hay 35 cuadernos. 35. Very good, Elizabeth. I want to hear from everyone, right, you guys? Quickly. Hay 35. That's it. Yes, 35. TRE, you guys, triangle. So we know we're dealing with 3, right? And then we have that inta ending. So 35. If you said 35, you're absolutely right. Hay 35 cuadernos, 35 notebooks. Okay. All right. Sometimes a pen is a pluma. Sometimes a pen is a pen. Sometimes a pen is a bolígrafo, right? Just depends on where we're at. So, ¿cuántas plumas hay? How many pens are there? ¿Cuántas plumas hay? Ooh, hay 79. Now be careful here. Hay 79 plumas. Good, Elizabeth. Priscilla, muy bien. Just the number, Haley. The numeral. Very good, Lay. 70 with a T. Kamura. Very good. Haley, Heaven, muy bien. I want to hear from everyone else. Dallas. Oriana. Nikki. Stacy. Yep, Holden, that's it. 79, 79, right? If 7 is siete, then 70 is set. And we have that enta ending. So that tells us it's like our TY, right? 79, 79. Okay, in the chat, I want to hear from all of you. 3, 2, 1, 3. I get these numbers. I just need practice. 2, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about, right? I know some of them, but I don't get it. 1, I don't even know 0 to 10. Okay. So 3, I get it. I just need practice. 2 is too much. I'm not following. 1, I can do 0 to 10 and that's it. Okay. Yeah, you can do 1.5s. You can do 2.5s. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. So it's total practice, right? These kinds of things are essentially just, you guys rote memorization, right? So we just need to practice them some more. Okay. All right. Any questions about that before I get started on something else? Okay. So now we've done the numbers where we can see the number on the screen in words, right? We've talked a little bit. We've given our age, tengo 13 años, and all of that. And so now it's going to be more of a listening. We're going to do a real short, what we call a dictado, real short dictado. You have a choice. It's really up to you, however you prefer. If you have a piece of scrap paper, like a little tablet-y something and a pencil or whatever, probably be easier if you just did it on paper, but it's up to you. Or, like I always tell you guys, the chat box. The chat box is our scrap paper, right? That's where we want to make our mistakes and goof up and all of that. That's the point of the putting stuff in the chat, okay? So what I'm going to do is I have a video, dictado, and if it goes too fast, I'll pause it or whatever. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to listen for the number, and then you got to just pop the numeral in the chat. Okay, so there's not going to be any like visual, right? You're just going to be listening. Okay, all right. Any questions about what we're doing? Again, it's total practice, you guys. So don't worry about like make a mistake or something like that. Okay, that's the point. Okay, we have to practice together as a class. It's not English, right? So use that chat box to make all the mistakes you need. Okay. All right, here we go. Make sure that you can hear. And again, if it goes too fast or whatever, I'll pause it, etc., etc. All right. Okay, here we go.
Dictado de números. En este video vas a escuchar unos números en español. Por favor, escribe estos números en su forma numeral. Los números no las letras. Siéntete libre de escuchar una y otra vez. Toma tu tiempo. Comencemos. 3.
Okay, pop it in the chat. Quickly, right? The faster we move, right? She said tres. Very good, you guys. Tres. Muy bien. So if you said 3, you're correct. Okay? All right. The faster you can pop it in the chat, the faster we can move. All right, here we go. Next one.
3. 17. 17.
17. Good, Elizabeth. 17. 17, sorry. Good, Aslan. Very good. Yeah, and if you don't know it, right? IDK, but you got to try. 17, Holden. 17. Lay, good job. James, Heaven, good job, you guys. So if you said 10 is 10, 7 is 7, so 17. 10, and 7. 17. Okay, 17. That's all right. Okay, here we go.
8. 8.
Ocho. Ocho. Pop it in the chat. Ocho. So think, what kind of connections did we make, right? Spelling ocho. Stop sign is what shape? And how many sides? Ocho. Or yes, an octagon or an octopus. I think somebody had said octopus. So how many legs? Octo, right? Is what? Ocho? 8. Very good. That's right. So if you said 8, you're absolutely right. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
11. 11.
Very good, Elizabeth. Good, Aslan. Good, Stacy. Lay, very good. Ooh, too fast. I can't even say it now. Very good, Arshas. She said 11. Very good. 11. 11. Very good, Kimura. Good, James. Priscilla, muy bien. Holden, did you do this one? There you go. Perfecto. Akari. Anyone else? Dallas, did you answer this one? Charlie, I haven't seen you. Yeah, muy bien, Haley. So once, we said once upon a time. It looks like once, right? And we know it's not uno. So what's the other thing, right? Once, 11. 11. Good job. All right, couple more.
15. 15.
That's a hard one. Very good. Think quintuplets. We remember that one, huh? Good job, you guys. Quince. Quince. Quin. Quince. Quin. Very good, Charlie. So if you said 15, you're right. We said quintuplets, right? So 5 is the goofy number. 5 is cinco. But when we go to the teen, it becomes quince, Quin, like a quintuplet. Then when we go to 50, it goes back to cincuenta. But then when we do 500, it goes back to the quintuplets and it's quinientos. Okay, so remember 5 is the goofy one. Okay, all right, here we go. One more.
4. 4.
Cuatro. Good. Cuatro. Very good. That one was easy. Cuatro. Okay, cuatro, like quadrilateral. Yeah. Or a quarter. We didn't mention that one. A quarter, right, is 1/4. That's why it's a quarter, right? So 4. Cuatro, 4. Okay, good job, you guys. Ah, that one was too easy. Let's do one more.
10. 10.
10. 10. Good job. 10. Very good. Good job, you guys. 10, clase. 10. 10. Muy bien. Remember we had the whole controversy the other day because I was thinking like dice had 5 sides, but you all told me dice have 6 sides. Right? Sí, muy bien. All right. Bueno. All right, good job, you guys. Good job. So numbers are a thing, right? Like you just have to practice them. Remember that these are in your library. Okay, they're always in the resource library for you if you needed them, right? Okay, so let's kind of chillax a little bit. And I got another cheesy song for you. So let's listen and let's watch.
Diez, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000.
All right.
Hey everyone, thanks for
Okay, muy bien. All right, meet me, clase. Last thing we're going to do today, meet me in Canvas. Please meet me in Canvas. You guys did a lot today and you did a good job. Great. Makes me happy, especially on a Monday, right, you guys? Yep. Okay, when you get to Canvas, oops. Yes, when you get to Canvas, you should have seen something called 3.02. And it was a listening assignment. Right? Give me a thumbs up if you see that. In Canvas, okay, get to Canvas, you have to go to Clever. Right? Let me get over to Go Guardian second. Let's see where you're at. Okay, are you in Clever, Aslan? Because I'm not seeing you. In Go Guardian. Okay. Do you see Go Guardian in your Clever? might want to click on that because that's the only way a teacher can like see what's on your screen so they can help you kind of navigate. Because I don't know if I can't see you in Go Guardian, I can't help you there. Okay, so what I would like for everybody else to do real quick is refresh your Canvas screen. And 302, you guys, is a 0 to 30, I think it was, or 0 to 20. And then you should see a 3.3, 3.03, whatever you want to call it. Does everybody see that? Those are both listening assignments. Okay. In real life, you're never going to have opportunity to have to write out the whole word. So we don't need to practice writing. We need to know the spelling, I mean, what they sound like. And then we also need to remember that they don't use commas, right? So you should see 2 listening assignments. I'll pull it up here on my screen. Okay, so in our module that says los números 0 to 100, you guys have slides, you have vocab 3.02 and 3.03. Okay. All right. Any questions or anybody having troubles finding? Remember, you have your resource library, you guys. We never go online. In our resource library, we also have the large numbers slide that you can open up to help you, like in another tab. Okay, so remember, our library is our go-to. Okay, we have 5 minutos. We have 5 minutes. I'm going to be silent so that y'all can start on these listening assignments. And then if you need help, I'll be in Go Guardian with you. Okay, buena suerte. Let's use our time well. Let me know if you have any questions. Not playing. You need to do both. Is anyone else having trouble with the audio? Let me know. Tell me in chat, please. Tell me in chat if you cannot hear. Yep. The due dates are in Canvas in the module. Okay, so some of us are having issues and some of us aren't, which makes no sense to me. All I can say is maybe refresh. Maybe try shutting down your computer, trying to start again, something like that. See if it gets it working. Okay, guys, that's our time. Head on to lunch. Have a great day. Good work today. Good job, you guys. Nos vemos miércoles. Adiós. Nos vemos miércoles. Adiós, clase. Have a great day. Adiós.